Welcome to the Dumbass Wood Shop. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing the Milwaukee cordless crosscut saw. Stay with us.
Desperado, sitting in a old Monte Carlo, a man inside his hollow.
Welcome to the Two Dumbass Workshop. As mentioned earlier, today we're going to talk about a quick review on the M10 10-inch Milwaukee Miter Saw. But before we get started with that, I thought what would be helpful is my first miter saw was a Ryobi 10-inch. Certainly nothing wrong with this Ryobi. I've had it for, 20 plus years. Ton of power to it. Easy to change the blade out. Still works today. I'm going to give it to my son-in-law. But I got tired of bringing around cords and how heavy it was. I did have it mounted to this stand. And so it got to a point to where I decided I was ready for a change. And with that, introducing the M18 Milwaukee Miter Saw. And what I want to do is just kind of take you through some pros and cons. I looked for long and hard versus going at the 6-inch, the 6-inch and the 12-inch, and I ended up settling on a 10-inch just from a value perspective. But what I'd like to do is again take you through some of the pros and cons. The nice thing is this thing can utilize any M18 battery that's out there. Obviously, depending on the size, depends on how long that battery will last. But what I've found is even at the 3 amp hour battery, it lasts a pretty decent time. If I know I've got a big job going on, I've got a 12.0 amp hour battery on here right now. That's going to last a long time. It's got a 10-inch. It's got a 10-inch, and right here you've got a little pin where you pull this pin out and it allows it to come out of locked status. When you roll this all the way forward from the back, it's 11.5 inches. So from your cut from here to your back plate is 11.5 inch cut. It rolls really nice. If in fact you want to do a miter cut, super simple to move around. It locks into those common angles. Also, if you want to do a compound miter, there's a little lever back here and it starts to come in an angle, and I can use those compound miters. It's really simple and works really slick, but it also talks about one of those things that's a little bit of a nuisance. If I do not move this plate, it really restricts me. So I need to move and unscrew this plate and move it all the way over. I've got to take that out in order to get at very extreme angles because it bumps right into that back plate. So these back plates are really nice. They're nice and tall, but that's the one con of those back plates. It's very simple. The one thing is you can use this lock right here to lock it in and use it just as an ordinary chop saw. Mine is busted, so I had someone that was using it, wasn't expecting the kick from this saw, and I wasn't there when it happened. But the piece that this switch comes into is plastic, and it busted. So mine no longer locks. I could take it into the shop, but it's just not worth it for me. Another con is there's an exhaust chute right here. So when it's shooting out the dust, every now and then, depending on what your material is, it'll plug up in here and then it ends up dropping to the floor. Again, just kind of a nuisance item. Another con, I wouldn't even call it a con. When you're comparing this battery powered miter saw to that electric powered Ryobi, the The blade moves much quicker, has a lot more power. I do not get much wood burn, if at all, off this saw. But when I'm doing a complex mounter and it's a very thick piece of wood, I will see some burning in the wood. But not enough to frustrate me. So a couple things that this, when you buy this, that this can come with. They have different packages, obviously. Battery, charger, it's got a little dust collector, and the saw itself for, I think you can get it at Northern Tool right now for $450. I think I spent $500 here when I bought this, and but that was, I don't know, 10 months ago. All right, one nice thing that I really love about this saw is the laser light that you have on here. When you come down, you push this light, it really matches up really nice, and I know exactly where my mark's at, so I can just sit here and does a great job. It was almost square coming right out of the box. I'm super happy with it, and so if I were to score this on a 1 to 10 ratio, I'd call it an 8 out of 10. And would I buy it again? I'd buy it again. I've been pretty happy with it. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop us a line. And until next time, be safe, have fun, and make some sawdust.